XRP is in fact outperforming Bitcoin, and it is up significantly since we had that really, really nasty drop a few days back. Now, crypto is getting pretty interesting because we are nearing the end of February and we are supposed to have crypto market clarity. Something needs to get done by the end of February, according to our public servants. And we talked about that yesterday. We also talked about Patrick Witt. We talked about him saying who he's a White House advisor. He was saying that there's trillions and trillions of dollars that is currently waiting to enter into crypto because right now, all these institutions and all this money, the people that actually have money, because we know the middle class, the lower middle class, even the upper middle class, we're all struggling right now because of the current state of the economy. Now, while that's being said, things are not we need the institutions to come in to bring the capital because we don't have the capital ourselves. And this was kind of all part of the plan, is to have institutional adoption, especially for projects like Ripple. That's exactly their business model, is to take on traditional finance and make things, bring a better business model. Bitcoin's creation, its purpose is a little bit different. It could be used as silent protest. It could be used as a hedge against inflation. It can just be used as your money you get to control at 24/7, 365, as it's one of the most decentralized projects out there currently. But we're seeing this big shift happen. Nobody really knows what's going on in the crypto markets. We're all kind of like up like, what is going on? But the good news is that things will eventually get better. And as of right now, we're still operating on that 4-year cycle. It's nothing big. It's nothing different. It's nothing shocking. I know we had a lot of people calling for, $1 million Bitcoin and this and that in 2025, 2026. And yeah, a lot of those predictions were straight out of pocket because they weren't realistic. But that's what happens. Even people in traditional finance. And this time around, it wasn't the crypto influencers. It was like the Tom Lees and the TradFi people that were doing it. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with XRP as far as price action. We'll take a look at Bitcoin, and that's pretty much it. Because there's stuff going on, but it's not super fun and exciting yet. Now, this is the headline from CoinDesk. XRP outruns Bitcoin and Ethereum after investors piled into recent crash, and it's performing both assets. Price has risen 38% since the lows reached on the February 6th crash, and the Bitcoin beating rally follows an exodus of coins from Binance, a sign of accumulation through the falling of the price crash. So basically, what's going on is people, they fluctuate between different exchanges here and there, and that's just kind of what happens, especially in crypto. Now, as far as the XRP price goes, I actually looked at it, and it was up earlier today. We saw a really nice spike to $1.67. So we saw lows at $1.12, and then we saw a spike earlier today to about $1.67, which would have been a 48% gain. Now, at current price right now, we're at like about a 35% gain. When we do take a look at Bitcoin, the high that we saw was an 18% gain. Now we're currently at 14%. With Ethereum, we saw from the down move over here, we saw a 12% price move. With Solana, sorry, I had these on, but apparently they had moved. We saw a 24%, 26% price gain. So a lot of the alts were always going to outperform Bitcoin, which this really isn't a headline. It's really, really not, because altcoins are more volatile and they generally always see greater gains in Bitcoin. And again, one of the reasons why XRP is leading is because XRP is Ripple's, is literally the second most popular crypto. It is like, you guys absolutely love it. You absolutely love it. But another thing that could be potentially happening this time around, this market cycle, is like a lot of people are pivoting into prediction markets, projects like OG Markets, and whatnot, which again, they're by crypto.com. They're a partner of the channel. So shout out to OG Markets, but it seems to be a lot more transparent than crypto at the current state, even though you can sit and argue that crypto is super transparent because you can see everything on chain. But prediction markets are cool because you can actually kind of see where people are placing their ideas. And with that being said, we've seen capital kind of go over in that area to the prediction markets, primarily the people that were in meme coins, just because the state of the market isn't that great. But another interesting thing I do want to show you guys when we're talking about, and actually let me give a quick shout out to the channel members. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. I posted a little picture to my paid subs because you guys are awesome. But shout out to Lawrence. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I spoiled myself yesterday and my belly is super still full. I had the leftovers for breakfast. Shout out to Dale, to Mr. R, to Cherry, to Mr. John Germain. to Mr. Bubba. We love Mr. Bubba over here. And shout out to John for the $2 super chat. My favorite Guns N' Roses song. It was a cover that they did. Oh my God. It was a cover they did. I can't remember. Oh my gosh. Paradise City was always fun to dance to, like when I used to go out to Hollywood a lot. But there's a cover. I'm going to have to look at it because I can't think of the name off the top of my head, and I can't even think of the melody off the top of my head. But it was a cover that they did. I think it was on the Spaghetti album. But when they were covering all those punk rock songs, which I absolutely love, that's very Seattle-esque. But I don't know. I'm gonna find that song and then I'll post it for you. But anyways, let's get back to it. Gosh, it's hard for me to I have to hear, and I don't even think I have a Guns N' Roses record. I've got if those of you who don't know, I'm a big music person, probably got about 500 records, and I don't have a Guns N' Roses record. Those are really hard to come across, really, really hard, because I like to buy the used ones. But yeah. And my favorite punk rock band ever is Cocksparrow, East End Girl. We love them. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys how the markets are changing a little bit. So this was on X. And basically, Bitcoin Magazine came out and said, every Bitcoin cycle, the downside compresses. So in 2015, they had 87% drop. In 2018, an 84% drop. In 2022, 77% drop. And currently, Bitcoin is at a 45% drop. So if we kind of look at these numbers and we just say on an average what Bitcoin will be, what price Bitcoin will be, I'll just say it's a 77% drop, and that's being conservative because, again, we have 87%, 84, 77%, 45%. We're just kind of in the early stages of this bearishness unless we get some sort of insanity that happens and that we just start running like crazy, which, again, that definitely could happen because it's crypto. So when we take a look over here, hold on a sec. So we got the peak high at about 126. We're currently at, we saw a 52% move down. But if we were just to be conservative here and say, okay, 70% move down, and that would be, let's say that's the bottom, that would be at about $55,000. So there were some traders that we talked about, some analysts a couple weeks ago. They're like, yeah, Bitcoin's going to see a $55,000 bottom, whatever it is. So I think that that's likely. And the reason why I think it's likely is when we take a look at the weekly over here, it would actually show us finding support at around 55, like this area over here, at about 54,000, which was also strong support back here in 2021. But more importantly, we would be trading below the EMA 200 for, quite some time. So that would make sense for me. So that's what might look like, what the market might look like if we do get, if we're conservative here and we only get a 77% drop. But I don't think we're going to have just a 45% drop. That's just my opinion, just based off of, previous market cycles and things like that. But there are people that are incredibly confident about a Bitcoin going to $1 million. And I agree with this. Now, this is a clip from Mr. Pomp saying, who cares if it's down short term, it's going to $1 million. Bitcoin already ran. And I agree with this take here. I do think Bitcoin will see $1 million one day. In addition to that, I also think that the altcoins that are gonna perform incredibly well are going to be the ones that have crypto spot ETFs and the ones that are focusing either on figuring out how to integrate with AI, DeFi, like AI, DeFi, and RWAs. That's kind of the trifecta, but then like a little privacy layer on top of too. So that's what I think is going to happen. And as far as XRP outperforming, this is not shocking in any way, shape, or form. It's not even really news because, again, altcoins generally are more volatile than Bitcoin, and because the market caps are smaller, it's easier for those to rise faster. And again, XRP is one of the second largest cryptos by market cap, so this makes sense. Well, not by market cap. XRP is one of the most popular cryptos. Like there's a mass amount of people in retail that love it. And we talked yesterday about the XRP spot ETFs outperforming everything. Really everything. And I'll read it to you. XRP ETF saw a significant success following their launch in mid-November 2025, with cumulative inflows surpassing 1.37 billion by early January 2026. Funds experienced a historic 35-day streak of interrupted inflows, reaching 1 billion faster than any other crypto ETF except for Bitcoin. So it hit about 1.37 billion and did incredibly well. And again, it's not a surprise that XRP was going to do incredibly well because, XRP army is big. So the title about XRP, kind of beating out Bitcoin, it's 100% true, but it's not a shocking thing, and it's really not newsworthy because this is something that kind of continues to happen. So as far as the current state of the markets right now, we know that we are going to get a rebound. Shout out to Music J. Yeah, I like November Rain, but one's a little bit that's a little bit more, yeah, he did. Lawrence Garlinghouse did get named an advisor to the CFTC. Quite a few other people did as well. November Rain's cool. It was just there's other metal ballads that I like. Like White Snake has a really, really good one. And there's some other ballads I like better than November Rain. But I want to say, I have to look it up now. I gotta look it up. Let me see if I can find it really quick. The saga. I can't play it. Guns and Roses. Patience is a good one. I like that too. I have to see. Rocket Queen's another good one. I like Night Train too. Yeah, but I have to see. There's a specific song that they covered, and I'm not seeing it here because I don't think it's a very popular one that I really like. But again, I'm very bad with names and those types of things. Oh, back to what I was saying. What's going on with Bitcoin? Let's take a look at our Daddy Chad chart. Yeah, we're still basically holding on to the EMA 200 over here. Nothing special, nothing sexy, nothing exciting. We are going to have to see where we close. Right now, the current state of the market, not looking super strong for anyone. We're kind of teetering in this area over here. So I think that we are going to continue to consolidate between about $74,000 to about $61,000. And then we'll probably get a breakdown to about 55. That will be the bottom. That's what I'm kind of looking at right now. But I'll have an update for you guys later on today around 6 p.m. PT to see if anything changes. But I am dropping a video at 2 p.m. PT about AI and crypto micropayments. I'm going to start posting those. I know those aren't exciting for you guys, but it's something that we are going to have to start paying attention to and learning. But anyways, sending you guys love and light. Shout out to Gumby. And then there's Crypto TUGG here. Shout out to you. But anyways, Daddy Chad chart. It is my Daddy Chad chart. It is. John Germain likes knocking on heaven's door. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I got to go to Cos. My stomach is so full. I just been eating like a fat slob the last 2 weeks. I need to cut down on the sweet potatoes. I don't want to, though. But anyways, sending you guys love and light. I'll see you later. Bye, babies.